Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy T, putting the G in Geek, coming to you with another episode of On the Hunt. You know, the weekly web series where I tell you the hot books that I'm looking for. Now I gotta start this video off like I start all the videos off by saying, this isn't really investment advice. This isn't really financial advice. You know what I mean? We're just trying to get some of the hot books that cover price. It's all for fun, so please don't spend your rent money. Another point of this video is to share information with each other, share information with me. I don't know what you're getting. I may want to get it. Day is young. It's the best day of the week. Comic day. So let's get right to it. We're going to start out like we always do with Marvel, but before we start out, I got to remind you guys that if you like this video, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that good stuff. Really helps the channel out. And with that, let's get right into Marvel. First book I'm going to grab from Marvel this week is Avengers: Edge of Infinity #1. Now, there's supposed to be a first appearance of a villain in this book. Definitely something I'm going to have to check out. Moving right along, the next book I'd pick up this week is Thanos #1, the new series. This week we see a new Thanos book. As Thanos is one of my favorite villains, it's not to be missed. In this book we get a Gamora-Thanos origin and the relationship leading up to its bloody end. I'll be picking this up for sure. I really like the original cover, but the Olivetti cover is nice as well. And lastly, from Marvel this week, I'm going to pick up Venom #13. We're supposed to see the debut of a new symbiote suit in this issue. Venom is being so hot, so I'll definitely be checking this book out for sure. Kind of wish Cates was writing it, but that doesn't mean it's still not going to be good. And that's going to do it for Marvel. Next, we're going to move on to some DC and some couple books I'd grabbed from DC this week. The first one being Batman Beyond #31. This week's Batman Beyond is supposed to see the first appearance of a new villain. I know people prefer the A covers, but since it's a villain, I may just stick with the Ben Oliver B cover, which features a pretty cool image of Batman Beyond. Next book I'm going to pick up is Naomi #1, 2, and 3, the final printings. Subsequent printings of books can sometimes be a special case. It drives me crazy when I see a fifth print worth more than the first print because of its rarity, but that's just one of the crazy things about this market. That being said, DC is doing something interesting by announcing the final printings on books. Usually final printings have the lowest print runs. Not sure in this case, but also I feel like DC informing stores that this might be the final printing may have caused stores to stock up, ruining the rarity, so I might skip it. Like I said, I'm not sure in this case. Next book I'd pick up is Wonder Woman #69. The solicitation states that Wonder Woman is searching for Aphrodite's lost son, Atlantiades. It's a character that hasn't been seen in the DC universe yet, so we may be looking at a first appearance or even a first cameo. I'll have a flip through and see if I see anybody new. The Finch cover is decent, but I like the long winding lasso on it. These covers always seem to do well. And next I just move on to some covers, or even just one book for the cover from DC, and that is Detective Comics #1002, the Mark Brooks variant. These design variants have been pretty popular. We've gotten a Batmobile, Batcycle, the Bat plane, and now we have the Bat armor. Pretty cool. I'll be grabbing this one for sure, and that's going to do it for DC. Moving right along, we're going to hit up some Image and a couple books I'd pick up from Image this week. The first one being Ascender #1. Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen bring us the sequel to The Descender, which features Mila, the daughter of Andy and Effie from the first series. The first series was well received, and I can't wait to see what they do for the sequel of this sci-fi classic. Next book I'd pick up is Die #4, the fourth printing. This has a bit of an interesting hands cover on it this week. I like it, but I don't love it. I'll have to see what it feels like in my hands. And lastly, a book I'd pick up just for the cover is Spawn #296, the Matina variant. Matina's baby. I love the image of Spawn sitting on the cross, all dark in the rain with his cape doing what it does best. If you've ever thought Spawn looked cool and wanted to get into his books, now's the time. This book will kick off an epic revisit and summary of the entire Spawn series. The solicitation reads every hero, every villain, so I'll be checking this one out for sure. As usual, for Spawn nowadays, there's a Virgin, a black and white, a McFarlane black and white to go along with the regular of this cover, and that's going to do it for Image. Next, we're going to hit up Action Lab, and really only one book I'm going to grab from Action Lab this week, and that is Vamplade Season 3, number 12. I think I'm going to go for the Cover E Mendoza video game variant. What can I say? You get a cheesecakey Vanblade standing in front of my favorite childhood game, Street Fighter. I love how she's dressed up like Chun-Li, hair and all. I did think about the risque variant, but without her in the Chun-Li suit, the cover just doesn't have the same impact for me. We will see though. And that's going to do it for Action Lab. Moving right along, we're going to hit up American Mythology Productions, and the book I'm going to grab from that is Hatchet Vengeance #2, the Extreme Gore limited cover. I've come to realize I enjoy anything that pushes the line. Racy cheesecakes, extreme gore, edgy themes and storylines, basically stuff you'll rarely see, if ever, the big two do. The cover is so gory, he's actually ripping the skull from the back of the head, eyeballs, teeth and all. I don't know if I'd get this for $9.99, but it is pretty gory, so I'll definitely have a look for it if I actually see it. And that's going to do it for American Mythology. Keeping on to the smaller and indie companies, we're going to move right into Archie Comics. The book I'm going to grab from Archie this week is Jughead the Hungerverse Vampironica #1. Not only does this sound like an interesting battle between Werewolf Jughead and Vampironica, but I might also look for the hat cover. I love how it's like an old VHS tape kind of homage thing. Looks really cool. That's going to do it for Archie. Moving right along, we're going to hit up Boom Studios next. One book I'd grab from Boom this week, mainly for the cover, and that is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers #38, the Mikado variant. This is a nice Mikado cover featuring all the Power Rangers. Nothing really special here, but it's a decent cover if you're a Power Rangers fan. I got one of my boys, Gil there, he's really into Power Rangers, so I thought I'd at least have a look at this book, and that's going to do it for Boom. Next, we're going to hit up Scout Comics. Only one book I'd grab from Scout Comics again. Oh, this one's not really for the cover, but it still looks kind of cool, and that is Electric Black #1. This looks like a cool dark horror story. It's about an antique shop that devours its customers. Maybe it's filled with cursed items or something like that. Either way, it helps the shop's owner manipulate customers, bringing light to grisly murders and other frightful occurrences. I don't know, it sounds like a cool horror book and it's something I'll check out for sure. And that's gonna do it. Kind of a big week for indies this week. I mean, there's a lot of little indie books I'm gonna grab. Again, only one from each company mostly. The next one I'm gonna move on to is Source Point Press. And the book I'm gonna have a look at this week is called Achilles Inc. #1. This book has a very interesting premise. Basically, people in the world were granted superpowers, but instead of dressing up and fighting crime like most of the superheroes we see nowadays, they actually create a group to replace all the blue-collar workers in the world, which is kind of interesting. So now jobs are scarce for normies like us, and the world is in despair. So that could be an interesting kind of premise. I just want to see what the motivation for them just taking on all the blue-collar work. Maybe they think, nowadays workers are lazy and they could make the world run a lot smoother. But again, that would probably, you could have one super speed guy probably working in an entire factory, taking away all the jobs. So, I don't know, it's just going to be interesting. Maybe it's like an economic devastated world. Again, the superheroes aren't really superheroes, so I'm assuming the normal people might have to resort to crimes. I don't know. It could be an interesting premise. I'm definitely going to have a flip through it. And that's going to do it for Source Point. Moving right along, we're going to hit up Valiant next. And the book I'm going to pick up from Valiant this week is Punk Mambo #1, the Orzu variant. I just love the colors on this cover and its abstract visual style. The solicitation states that this is the first solo Punk Mambo story. I may have to flip through and see how the art is. I swear I've seen a straight Punk Mambo book before, but that must have been a mini-series, so I don't know. It's like a voodoo kind of story, which could be interesting to me, could have some dark overtones, and that's what I'm going to check out from Valiant. Last but not least, like I said, a little bit of a big week for indie books this week. The last company I'm going to hit up is Zenescope Entertainment. The book I'm going to grab this week is Zodiac #3, the Santa Cruz variant. This is a great looking cover by Santa Cruz, definitely for the cheesecake bag. I love the whole Day of the Dead makeup vibe. It also gives the cover like a bit of a voodoo feel. It's pretty cool. I've never even opened a Zenescope book, but I'll probably pick this one up for the cover because I have a little bit of that kind of a collection going on, kind of the sexy covers. This one tends to be one of the more or less risque covered up ones. Still gonna grab it for sure. And that's gonna do it for Zenescope. Well guys, that's gonna do it for another episode of On the Hunt. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that good stuff. Also, make sure to check out saddlecitycomics.com. We always have a lot of good books on there. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, eBay, Twitter, Instagram. We got everything on that. Also, make sure to check out your boy, On The Hunt, 403 on Instagram. I'm always kind of pasting up my little collection and stuff like that. It's kind of a visual version of the road to 100K, which will be returning. Always keep an eye out for new content. We got a lot of things going on. Plus, we're going to be doing some expos and stuff like that. I'm going to bring you a couple videos from there, kind of showing you what's around the way. You know what I mean? I'd love to stay and chat with you guys, but time is ticking. Got to get my butt out there and get these books. Hope you guys have good luck getting these books too. I'll see you next week. Peace.